What's going on, guys? I'm Josh V, and in this video I'm going to talk a little about some of the things that I keep in my emergency bag that goes with me to every event. Let's go. What's going on, guys? I'm Josh V, and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to chat a little about some of the things that I keep in my emergency bag that goes with me to every event. My last video that I did, I put together a top 10 list of all the things that a brand new DJ should know about, or things that maybe a brand new DJ has not thought about. If you want to check out that video, in this video, I wanted to talk about what I do keep in my emergency bag, because in that top 10 list, one of those things were that a brand new DJ should always have an emergency bag or an emergency kit of different things that they take with them to every event. And that bag can be a small bag, it could be a huge bin, it could be all different types of things that you feel that you need to bring with you to have as a backup or as an emergency or whatever. So in my bag, I keep a whole bunch of different things, but some of the more crucial things that I take with me, I'll just chat a little about. So the first thing is these little bad boys, little connectors for your headphones. They're 1/8 inch connectors, and depending on your mixer, your controller, whatever it is that you're using, it may have both a 1/8 inch jack and a 1/4 inch jack for your headphones. And depending on how your case is set up, you may only have access to one port. I know on my coffin that you actually see behind me, part of the coffin actually covers a 1/4 inch jack. So my headphones, I use Reloop headphones, and luckily it allows you to unscrew these and you can use the 1/8 inch part of the headphones. And so the 1/8 inch jack fits directly into the mixer, and the 1/4 inch doesn't quite, the hole is covered up just a tiny bit, so it doesn't actually fit. But again, depending on the controller that you have, the case that you're using, you may have access to both. If you only have access to one or the other, and you can only use the 1/8 inch jack and you have to remove one of these things can get lost very easily. So keep a few of these in your bag. That way, if you're ever taking your controller or your mixer out of your case or your coffin or whatever, and you want to be able to use these, you can. Just make sure you have a few on standby, because they can roll, they can get lost very easily, and when you do need one and you don't have it, it's kind of a crucial time when you're kind of panicking a little bit and you're stressed out because you can't find one of these. So have a few of them on hand. The next thing that I always take with me, it's not necessarily an emergency backup, but it's just good to always have in it, is a multi-tool. These come in all different types of styles and designs and flavors and colors, and Leatherman is probably the most common that's out there, but these things are great because if you ever need access to a screwdriver, a knife, pliers, whatever, you can use these to really get you out of a bind. So always make sure you have one of these. They don't take up a whole lot of room. They usually come in a nice little belt clip, and just keep it in your bag and be thankful that you have one of these whenever a time comes and you're in a bind and you need to cut or screw or whatever, something, and this will help you out. The next thing that I usually keep in my bag, so because of the fact that I use turntables, I always keep spare cartridges and needles. You can either keep an entire cartridge with you, or you can bring spare needles. And a lot of times when you are playing, it's very easy to actually break a needle. I can tell you a lot of different times where things happen and I didn't have a needle and I had to use instant doubles and just use one turntable. And it's not that difficult, but it's just more of a pain in the ass. So it's always good to have a few extra needles with you. Keep them in a good hard case so they don't get damaged. And yeah, so these are always good to have. Next, mints. I always keep a bunch of extra spare mints with me if you're doing a wedding and you eat a bunch of things and someone comes up and they do a request. Nobody wants to talk to a DJ that has bad breath. So always keep some extra spare mints with you and use them sporadically throughout the night. The next thing that I always keep with me, extra bricks and cables for charging. These can be charging cables for either your phone, it could be for a tablet, anything that you need to give a boost in a charge. So the reason for this is because there's been times where I've either left my phone cable at home or left it in the truck or whatever, and I needed it because my battery was dying on my phone. And when you don't have one of these and you're at that critical 5%, 10% left of your phone battery, it sucks. So make sure you always have a few of these. Plus, what's really good too is that you may have some guests that come to you at an event that says, hey, do you have a phone charger I could use real quick? You sort of become the hero, the superhero of the day if you can help them out and recharge their device. One of the things that I have done in the past is set up a charging table. So you can buy these charging stations that are pretty cheap. You can get them on Amazon from between 30 and 40 bucks. And then you can buy multi-cables. These multi-cables have different ends on them that allow someone to attach an iPhone, an Android, a tablet, set one of these up like on a cocktail table, and then you can leave like a little frame with a sign that's printed out that says, hey, courtesy of the DJ, charge your device. And you can maybe even put like a QR code on it where they can either tip you or they can go check out your social media or your website or all these different things to kind of really help somebody out whenever they're at that critical 5 or 10% left of their battery. So charging cables, bricks, charging stations, have some of these with you in your emergency bag. So the other thing is, if I'm not using the needles or cartridges with my turntables, I use phase. So you can buy phases and the phase setups in a couple different ways. You can just buy the 2 remote setup, or you can buy the force remote setup. And if you're doing a long gig, I haven't come across a situation yet where my batteries have died on a gig, but if you are doing something that's pretty long, 6, 7, 8 hours, and you're watching your phase battery percentage go down more and more, and also too, it depends on how often you move your platter and how often you're actually using what phase is meant to do. Your battery will actually go down a lot faster than maybe just, you're just letting your platter spin. So it's always good to have a couple extra spare backup phases so that if your battery does start to get pretty low and you're not using needles, or if you don't have needles with you, it allows you to switch out your remotes pretty easily if you have backups. So these are just some of the things that I use, that I keep with me in my backup bags. And you may have different situations, you may have other things that you prefer to have in your bag, but the most important thing about this video is to just mention the fact that you guys should be carrying an emergency kit or emergency bag with you to every event, because no matter what you put in that bag, whatever you feel that you need as a backup, if you don't have it, you're screwed. And your anxiety will kick in, your stress will kick in, and just make sure that you've got stuff that if something bad does happen, you've got a spare, you've got a backup, and you can just swap things out quickly and you're back up and running, or there's not even a blip in your service and people don't even realize that there was an issue, and you can just continue to keep doing what you do. So that's just a few of the things that I keep in my emergency bag. If you guys need any questions, got any comments, let me know. Feel free to reach out anytime. Until next time, friends, a day without dancing is a day wasted. So go out and dance. See you guys later.